clicking the button and it wasn't working. Hi everybody, we're back for more Beyond the Wall. Now that the button's working, um, and yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're at a dream world space station, and there's skittering sounds in the wall, and that can only go well. And Matt Damon may or may not be involved with this or something. I don't know what's going on, but it's gonna be fun. Before we jump into all that, though, I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves and their characters, and then we'll pass it on to Yaz to take it away. So for me, I'm Raven. I'm the creative director for the Raven Evermore, which is my brand for all the various things that I do. I believe just about all of which are some sort of art or media related, mostly tabletop stuff. There's my link tree where you can find all those various things. And then I play Mare, who's a goth antisocial superhero. Her superpower is like fear and cold. It's pretty fun. And yeah, my brain is not awake. So there was something else I was going to say, and I don't remember what it was. Sponsors. That's what I was going to say. Sponsors. Let me throw that into chat. So Fundamental RPG and Intrepid. Very cool stuff. Fundamental looks like this. And you can pick up your copy on Amazon or at my coffee shop, which is coffee.com/raven/shop. Like it says at the bottom of the screen, just add /shop to the end of it. You can also find Intrepid there, which is adventuring gear for real life. It's clothes and accessories and cool stuff with tabletop themes. And we're working on coffee mugs right now, getting those in. So that should be up in the next couple of days. They look really cool. And I think that's everything for me. So I'm going to pass it on to Paladin. Tell us a little bit about Tom and yourself.
Hi, I'm Paladin Hulk. I hurt my back 2 days ago, lifting a piano down some stairs. So that's fun.
That's impressive.
It
And
is.
also, oh no.
Yeah, it's not fun. So if you see me squirming, that's what that's about. And I'm playing Tom Fan, your friendly ghost. And I'm in space, which is a place I've never been before. So that's fun. And I can't wait to meet Matt Damon, which I guess is my big hero. Who knew, right? Who knew? Huge fan. The character, not me, personally. Yeah.
Yay.
Fantastic. Next we'll hop over to Anina. Tell us a little bit about Faye and yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Anina Kasky. I'm an actor and a writer, and I have a YouTube channel with my stuff called The Awkward Actress. There's comedy sketches, comedic monologues, and also a dark drama web series. If you like sort of a Scandinois thrillery type thing, go check those out. And I play Faye Villiers, the Archangel of Animals, and her mission saves the world. And at the moment, Faye's trying to deal with new human emotions she's suddenly received, and I think everyone's a bit upset with her at the moment. She's a bit sad.
I mean, that was a week ago.
In game 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
All
see
right.
what happens.
Joe is keeping secrets with you, so
Oh.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Mare's also moping after opening up to Faye and then immediately being betrayed.
it was a quick turnaround.
It's like that
I'm
gif
I
of that.
trust you now.
sorry.
Knife in my
Boss
back.
told me to do a thing. I did a thing.
It was literally like that gif of the little kid that just like a toddler that's running down the hallway, comes around the corner, goes nope, and turns right back around. That's Mare right now with opening up to people.
Mm-hmm. Trust.
Or that
Nope.
cat with a single paw print in the snow going, nope.
Yeah. Yep.
That's also a good one.
The litless nope.
Next we've got Hannah. Tell us a little bit about Joe and yourself.
Hannah, I'm definitely not half asleep. And if I'm squirming around, it's because I have ADHD, and I always do that, so you're probably used to it anyway. I'm playing Joe, who is a mechanic and very sympathetic to Faye's plight right now. And getting a little worried about her childhood friend Asher.
God,
Yeah.
evil laugh.
Giggle,
I
oh my
adjusted. I
God.
pivoted.
Oh, good.
I'm sorry, Tom.
I'm also worried about Asher. That person's been gone a while now.
Yeah.
They missed the adventure on like a bunch of worlds.
Everything's fine.
It's fine.
Oh God, when they come back, they're gonna be all Rambo, like from all their experiences.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I mean, according to Joe, they've been in the dream world for a few years at least.
Right. but
According
they're-
to Joe.
What they've been doing there is just, being in a loving relationship.
With a snake lady.
Yeah. Although
My
we didn't
poker
only know
face.
what that's only the end. Like they could have been doing anything up until that point, right?
It's true.
Mm.
My poker
they're
face is
already
so
Rambo.
bad that I have nothing else to offer except for giggling maniacally.
How about you offer who you are?
Yeah.
Yeah. My
Was that everything for you and Joe there, Hannah?
I think so.
Okay. Then Yaz, tell us about this wonderful world and your wonderful self, and take it away.
Hey, I'm Yaz. I'm a visual storyteller and illustrator. Beyond the Wall is a comic written by the author Cecilis that I have been working on for the last year. It's been over a year. And last we saw our characters walking through this dreamish hellscape. They had been yeeted into space by eagles.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Eagles.
Yep.
I forgot about Eagle too.
They made some seriously questionable decisions regarding the brazier that they're supposed to be lighting, but managed to light it anyways. And the party is a bit uncomfortable about Faye, sort of. Anyways, so that's where we open up, as everybody had retired for the night. And throughout the night, you would have heard
I believe
at
it was
first.
Joe.
Oh yeah, sorry. Joe would, because not everybody else passed the roll. Joe heard a scratching noise after knowing that there's absolutely nobody else on the ship. Was there anything else I wanted to add?
I also found the panel and told Faye about it, and we were going to check that out.
Yes. Did you guys, are you all sleeping in the same room? Did you divide up among quarters to rest for the night?
I was just gonna ask that. I think Faye would have slinked away somewhere, some corner by herself.
Wasn't Mare making her own Palace of Solitude?
Yeah, she went to. Thank you for that reminder, because I forgot. Yeah, she found her own quarters and like literally enclosed the entire room in with ice.
You're so weird.
I was just imagining like Tom, Joe, and Mal being like, "What the fuck? Why are we
Doing that
splitting
thing.
up?"
Everybody deserves some private time now and again.
So Mare and Faye have separated off. That leaves Mao, Joe, and Tom. Do y'all stick together, or
I would,
Friends stick together.
I would presume, yeah.
Ooh, a friend.
Ooh,
I have lunch?
food delivery.
And we'll get to that in a second. So I got distracted. Did you guys decide to stay together, or do you split up?
We're
Stick
hanging
together.
out.
Okay, cool. So the rooms aren't really designed for more than 2 people. And between the 3 of you guys, do you take turns sleeping or do you just like zonk out? I mean, probably not Tom, but
Yeah, I'm a ghost. I don't sleep.
Mao and I are probably zonked out then. I'm
Cuddle
tired.
buddies!
Yes. All my daydreams are coming true.
What gay gods have smiled upon you this day? All right.
It's like
Are we
earlier
in
when
a-
I said
and there
Dame
was
gay.
Yeah, are we in
Yeah.
a there was only one bed scenario? Is that what it is? Yeah, okay.
Yes. I
There's
mean,
only
it's-
one bed.
It's probably like a queen size bed. Like you can tell that everybody had been separated into like couples or pairs for the space station.
Huh. That's interesting.
I'm sorry. I
That
just,
is-
You are
had
now a couple. Deal with
I
it.
just had this mental image of Joe like pushing 2 twin-sized beds together, throwing a blanket over with, "There's only one bed, oh no!"
Yes, like, oh, what the-
I would take that as an alternate setting if you would like.
I don't think Joe's that forward.
No, I know, but that's what popped in my head. I was like, that's amazing.
It is quite funny though.
That's really
Alright.
funny.
So none of you find trouble falling asleep except for Joe, who wakes up in the middle of the night to the faint glow of Tom. And Tom, I don't
I
know
don't know
what
if I'm
you're
gonna be in there when they're sleeping. That seems a little.
Okay, so you're just wandering
Aw.
around the station.
I think I'm gonna sit outside their door and play music.
Okay. So you
Aw.
don't hear what's going on, but you can hear the soft strum of Tom's guitar as he's playing. But with that strum, you hear this scratching noise. What do you just ignore it, or like what do you do with that information?
I like to imagine that Joe picks up her pillow and puts it on top of her head and tries to get back to
Aw.
sleep.
All right. Can I have you roll?
Everybody's
cool
a
for me?
critic.
You can't see that, and it's not about your music. You know. How dare you imply that Joe doesn't love your music?
Oh,
He
that's what
can
I
just
forgot
stick his
to
head
open.
through the wall and go.
Excuse
I knew I had forgotten to open a tab and it was roll 20. I was like, where did the dice roll go?
Wait, speaking of Roll20, where is ours on the screen?
Oh, that's a good point.
It's gone.
Oh god, no one will know that I'm very cool this way.
So
Oh,
who said that?
what's a
The-
mystery?
about the Roll20 thing? There we go.
It's back.
It's back, baby.
Okay, the 10 was the roll you made?
It is.
Or okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
It was cool.
You easily are able to fall back asleep, whether it's for one reason or another. And
Ignores imminent danger.
and morning comes. You guys probably are able to sleep for like a 4 or 5 hour stint, which for you guys so far, that's probably the longest you've managed to sleep through a night without interruption. And there's nothing that really tells you when to wake up. There's no sound. There's no alarm that goes off. Essentially, you are left to either wake up on your own or by your teammates. And just because Joe is in the same room as Mao, Joe is probably woken up by like Mao getting up and like making like tripping off of the bed or something.
I love that so much. Yeah, I will be awakening then.
Okay.
Doing a wake up.
For Mare and Faye, what would you say draws you out, or are you even drawn out of sleep? Like, do you just stay on your own for this time, or?
I would have been praying for my god,
Okay.
trying to ask for help, get a bit of faith back.
That's fair.
Oh no, we've got some robot.
It's just getting slower.
Oh no.
It's trying
Wait,
to
what?
mean with not. Okay. How are we now?
But
Okay,
I mean,
can hear you.
we can hear
How are we
you.
doing? Bye.
Your face is frozen, but we can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay. That's fine. Okay, good. God.
Can you repeat that?
Oh no!
No.
How is this fair?
One more time.
Ah. How is that?
Better.
So. Your face is moving now.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Okay,
there we go.
I think
think
you're
we're all
good. What
right.
did you
I think we're
say?
back.
Am I back? Am I back?
You seem
Well,
back.
let's just imagine that was me praying to my god. Took a while.
All right.
It's a very
That was a
strange
dramatic-
language.
Yes, exactly. So that was some class A acting there. Enjoy. I usually charge a lot, so you got that for free.
Damn.
And then maybe afterwards, if I got an answer or not, I would have maybe dozed off.
Um,
I'm not trying to sleep, if that makes sense.
can I have you roll either weird or boss from beyond?
Let's do weird. Ooh.
We love to see it.
Oh, very nice. So as you're praying and please hold. Sorry. As you're praying and kind of trying to get some guidance and information from your god, you are you're washed with this warm glow, and you get the very distinct scent of moss and grass. I don't know if you're familiar with like woods after a rainstorm smell. And
love that.
you're kind of filled with that smell and sensation and warmth from like an afternoon post rainstorm forest, and all of the feelings that are associated with that. And you are given a moment of relief with your prayers, and when you find like that being satisfying enough and you lay down, instead you dream of you dream first of this black expanse, and you just seem like you were floating in this darkness. And as the dream continues on, light unfolds in the darkness, and these strands and striations across and past you, almost like you're watching a time lapse of something beginning to happen. And all this light comes together and zips past you, and then you are filled with even more light, and then there is a burst of light, and particles and debris of something filter past you. Like you can't feel the rush of wind, but you can feel these particulates kind of pushing past you in this force that sort of hits you for a moment. And when the light dies back down to a normal thing, you see a swirling vortex in this darkness, almost like petals are falling out of this vortex, but you cannot see through it. All it is light in kind of a fog and this debris of petals that are kind of just swirling out of it very gently. And that's when you wake up again.
Okay. I'll peek out of whatever corner or nook or cleaning cupboard I would have made a nest in for the night. I like to think it's like a utility closet. And kind of peek out and see if anyone's awake around, if I can hear anything.
You can hear the gentle strumming of guitar, which you're pretty certain is Tom. For something beyond that, can I have you roll sharp for me?
Yes. Not bad start.
The the sound that Tom is playing, like you've heard Tom play guitar before, and for some reason, maybe it's the acoustics in the station, but it sounds very metallic, and there's a strange echo that follows it. And there also it's almost like there's a second set of sounds that are accompanying the music, but very quietly. And you can't place your finger on what or how it is. It's just that it seems different.
Okay. I'll move closer. Also walk slowly closer.
So I imagine the space station is kind of like set up in 3 rings, and you guys are all on one of these rings. The rooms are all attached to said rings, and so you have to kind of walk in a circle to get around to the other rooms, or where the rooms are, because you didn't select a room, you selected a utility closet. And you follow the sound. Oh, and gravity does work in the space station, by the way. Gravity is working. But you come around and you see Tom sitting in front of the room playing guitar. There's nothing that seems amiss. And Tom, you see Faye kind of like creep around the corner.
Well, I'm used to her being a little odd, so I stop playing and say, "Good morning. Did you sleep okay? How are you feeling?"
Morning.
Uh-huh.
Where are the others?
Well, 2 of them are in there, and the other one is somewhere else. I haven't gone looking yet. Did you sleep okay?
I think so.
Well, that's good. That's good. And you're feeling good?
She sort of shrugs.
All right. Life is like that sometimes. You know, you're not quite sure what's going on. You want me to wake him up or?
I shall take this opportune moment to come out the door.
Oh, hi.
Oh, good morning, Tom. Oh, morning, Faye.
Morning.
Everything go okay?
Yeah. I heard some weird noises at night, but
Yeah, the giggling. I get that.
is that like Mao giggling in the background, or is that Yaz
I'm
giggling?
laughing at what I am assuming Mao is doing. So Joe has like turned her back to her, and Mao is like pulling her shirt back on. Joe didn't realize that she had just
Ow.
slept in like a sports bra. So
Oh,
to
okay.
everybody looking in, you would just be like, and Mao's pulling her shirt on. And Joe's just like none the wiser. Sorry, my amount of comedy.
Oh, that would be a good visual. Okay, excellent.
Well, Faye is innocent, so she wouldn't understand the connotations of this.
I'm glad they're having fun. That's
Cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think I heard
Um,
something in the night, but that might have been a dream. I'm not sure.
all right.
Do
Did
you
guys
have a
eat
new
already,
guitar,
or,
Tom?
what?
Is your guitar new? It sounded different.
I don't actually have a guitar. Look.
Yeah,
So I guess it's the same then.
Yeah.
it just
I just
sounded
got strings.
different.
Did it? Good different or bad different? And you can
Wait.
be honest. I'm an artist, and we do very well with criticism.
I thought
It sounded like it wasn't alive. You know, it didn't sound like a creature.
All right. All right.
It just
Didn't have enough
more
life.
didn't sound more like a creature. And then she gets very frustrated with herself.
No, I get you. I get you. It should be more alive. You know, I was
wait,
in my
wait.
defense. I was trying to keep it down because 2 people were sleeping right behind me.
Did,
you know.
did it sound
I-
like metallic?
Yes.
Like Joe's gonna go like dead silent and then just listen.
Silence.
What are we listening to? I'm not playing right now. I'm talking.
Okay, maybe I imagined it. I thought I heard something in the walls now that I think about it.
I mean,
But there's nothing. I checked the sensors. There's nothing on the station.
not
So-
even Matt Damon.
I'm sorry. We'll find him, Tom.
Eh. You know, he's
So-
gonna be there someday.
Have you two seen Mare
Uh,
last night?
I think she went off to find a solo room to hang out.
Speaking
wanna
of
go look?
Mare,
The room that Mare chose is not too
Angry
far
at
away
me.
from everybody else's. It's
It's
just,
just-
the door is completely frozen over with ice.
encased in ice. It's
Yeah.
No,
fine.
it
Do you
could
wanna-
be that one over there with the ice.
Do you want to talk to her, Faye?
I don't think that's a good idea.
You could.
And also, I've noticed the frozen door and go, it's not a good idea.
So speaking of Mare,
Mare?
how is Mare waking up today? Is Mare waking up today?
If she were back in her apartment, the answer would be no. Today would be a bad day for Mare in that case, but we're on a weird space station, so yeah, she's getting up. She's had a rough night processing feelings, which she's not accustomed to doing. Kind of annoyed about that. There is a ice statue of Faye with like a handlebar villain mustache. That she's been like telling off over the course of the evening, processing her feelings.
That's such a mood, though.
I feel that.
But she eventually did, probably had a bit of a cry and then fell asleep. So she's probably waking up kind of groggy, and when you essentially
Got a
cry yourself to
headache.
sleep, you wake up with the headache and the sniffles, and yeah, she's not having the best morning. The statue's still there.
Can I have you roll sharp for me?
Sure. No.
Everything, like, hear anything weird and everything is in its place.
I don't like that you specified that. That last part.
Oh, good.
It's absolutely silent in your room.
Okay.
Actually, with the ice, you can't even hear like the whirring of the machinery in the space station that you would have fallen asleep to. Before
Perfect.
icing it, of course.
Yeah. Mayor's probably like, perfect. Fortress of Solitude is silent as it should be.
So we'll go back to our group at hand. You have
Is it not a good idea because you don't want to spend half an hour, chopping through the ice? Or do
I
you-
mean,
do you
I
just-
can get through the ice. I just don't think she wants me to.
I mean, that is why she closed off the room. I assume.
It might. Now, don't quote me on this because I'm not exactly an expert at people,
Hmm.
but it might be a good idea for you to be the one who apologizes to her first. Just a thought.
I thought I was doing the right thing.
And
Right, but you still, you still hurt her. So that's the bit you gotta apologize for, not the intentions behind it.
sometimes you can do the right thing and still hurt people.
Yep. Like when you make breakfast and accidentally spill it all over someone.
Oh, God, I hate that.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I, I
You
just,
don't have to go right away. Just
Huh? Yeah, just give her some space to, mope or meditate or read a comic book or go to the bathroom. Heck, she could be going to the bathroom in there. I wanna
do you
lock
think we
the
could
door.
find comic books on the space station? I think Mare would love that.
Maybe. Probably not though. Right?
Mm.
That's not what you take into space.
Joe, can you
Take
show me
audiobooks.
that symbol?
What symbol? There's a symbol.
I found a panel that has some symbols similar to the idol that Faye found, so I thought we could check it out.
Oh, the little devil guy?
Yeah, the fawn satyr.
Don't call him that.
What?
Don't call him that.
A fawn?
I think she's referring to you.
Devil guy. I know. I think it's funny that an angel found a devil guy. I think that's fun. But okay. No, you're right. It's your little guy. We could call him Fun and Fun and a satyr.
Wait, didn't we get a name
Whatever.
for him?
Yeah, he had a name. I forgot. Was it Bob?
Canos.
Kernos.
Canos.
Raven, goddamn.
He's the reason why I'm here, you know.
Canos.
So
Right.
we should check that panel out then.
Yeah.
Is he like a naturey kind of guy? Like you, only not animals but plants.
Oh yeah,
Well,
what is your god like?
Yeah, what's his deal?
Oh, he just is.
Right.
He's everything. He's everywhere.
Panel or breakfast
Yes.
first?
You should eat breakfast first.
Wait, is there a kitchen in this
You
space
too, Mal.
station?
You can
Mal's
open up
just
the pie
like
hole and eat your food.
she nods and just like walks out.
Yeah.
Does she make that noise?
Maybe there's a
I
galley.
like to imagine that we eventually get the tiara to a point where it does make sound effects for her.
She's just a walking sound effect.
Just has her own
Um,
theme music that plays as she walks into a room.
Yes.
We
So
should
Mal
find a
will lead
galley.
the way and head towards the galley, which is, I assume, something that you guys would have seen as you walked through the space station. Mayor, you would kind of hear, you wouldn't hear what they're saying, but you would hear the voices of people kind of mutter, like muffled, walking past your door just very briefly.
I'll stick a sign through the door that says we're gonna get breakfast. You coming?
Oh, thank God for Tom.
No. Put the sign back.
Yeah. Mayor just opens up like a window in the door, the ice door.
Prison door.
What?
Breakfast. People eat. We're gonna get some. You wanna come? You wanna stay in the room some more? We could bring you
There's-
food.
There's just silence for a moment, and then no, I'll come get food.
Yeah. Friends stick together.
I just want to be
The,
super out of character right now.
The door opens. Mare comes out. Anybody that's standing right at the door could probably see the statue of the ice sculpture of Faye with the handlebar mustache.
Mouse just like raises one eyebrow but can't say anything.
Atsy.
Oh, yeah. Bear just like waves it away.
I hope that didn't like take you all night. You did get some sleep, right?
No, I got sleep. Was
Okay, good.
working some things out. But she just kind of goes quiet and like wherever Faye is in the group of people walking, she's like the furthest away from.
Yeah, I think Faye's scared and she's sort of a couple.
Yeah.
In the
I
ground.
feel so bad as the player.
Our
But yeah.
hearts.
But yeah,
Like-
Bear's like, nope, not there yet.
Joe's just gonna probably loudly go, man, I could go for some scrambled eggs.
Ah, there's more. We're in space. You know what they got here? Space ice cream. You ever had that? It's awful. You gotta try it.
Have you been in space
No, but I had space ice cream before.
And since Joe mentioned eggs, Faye's just gonna hold up a chicken.
I love this group so much.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
I have heard they are best when they're fresh.
Chickens?
Eggs?
Do you
Oh, right.
assist the chicken in producing eggs faster than usual?
I think the shock to the system would have produced a couple of eggs.
Oh,
What, you mean a
I'm
chicken
a
suddenly
chicken
coming
in
into
space.
existence?
Just imagining
Being in
those old,
space, you know.
like the old Looney Tunes style cartoons where like the chicken just lays eggs and it just ends up like lifting the chicken way up into the air because there's this pyramid of eggs underneath of them when they get scared.
Like, see, I imagined that we were all so surprised at the immediate egg that it just drops on the floor and breaks.
Oh.
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 This is the very serious content we're here to role play.
It's a horror game. Eggs coming out of chickens' butts. The horror.
Nothing more scary.
The horror.
I was just gonna be like, and walk off to like the drawers that have all
Yeah.
of the space food.
Let's go
in
find the
them.
ice cream, Mal. And
Yeah.
I'll help Mal looking through all the drawers and finding, stuff.
Everything is very nicely labeled.
Ooh, fancy.
Couldn't be me, but could be Joe actually.
I would say that we are able to probably find like a breakfast smoothie mix.
And everything is freeze dried, right?
Yes.
So
Freeze dried
tasty.
or in the toothpaste rolls. So
Mm-hmm.
protein toothpaste.
It'll all be very nutrient dense at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mare finds one of those toothpaste rolls of something with vegetables in it, and has a nice a nice big Capri Sun style pouch of Tang to go with it.
And this one tastes like McDonald's. Look, it's even got the logo on it.
I'm in. All right, let's do this.
If there's any benches in this sort of kitcheny area,
There are two like tables set up with like bolted down benches so you can sit picnic style at these tables.
so if Mare sat down, then Mare's just gonna sort of nudge this chicken towards her and hope that it kind of gets the picture and goes over.
Says chicken to cheer up Mare.
She doesn't know what to say, so she's
Mare just, when the chicken comes over, Mare just stares into the eyes of this chicken for like a solid 2 minutes. And at the end of the 2 minutes just goes, "You mocking me?" At the chicken. Not at Faye, at the chicken.
Are we,
So
are
we
supposed
eat
to kill the
breakfast.
chicken? Or...
You said eggs.
That's all
Right.
Mir does.
So no? Okay, good.
You said eggs.
Actually, is there even anywhere to cook in here?
Probably, right?
No,
Does
if they've
that
got all
thing get hot?
freeze-dried stuff, do they need to cook?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's got to be a microwave or something.
There
I-
would be a
Stuff hot.
microwave.
I'm not microwaving eggs.
Right. That. Yeah. No. Good call.
Uh,
You could science something. You're an inventor.
You could.
that's
You
not really
just-
the top of my priority right now.
You spend the entirety of breakfast making a stove.
I probably have a Bunsen burner in my hammer space workshop.
I would like to note that open flame in space is a bad idea.
And that's
was
why I'm
gonna
not
say-
doing it.
I was gonna say if anybody does try to start a flame, Mayor's gonna be like put it out with ice. Be like, no, bad idea.
Yeah.
I might like sit in front of Mare and tell her about the panel that we were going to check out after, catch her up to speed to what's going on.
Mayor listens intently and is like on the mayor scale, somewhat friendly to Joe. Like on a normal person scale, probably feels very cold and distant. But for Mayor, it's like, you know,
Okay.
somewhat friendly. But obviously is still like quiet. But
Cool.
she's out of her fortress of solitude, so progress.
We're making so much progress this morning.
Mao sits down with Faye, and just like unceremoniously just squeezes the contents out of one of these tubes into her mouth and like chokes it down and goes,
Is it good?
no. She shakes her
Yeah.
head.
Faye's gonna just take whatever's closest to her and like try knowing what it is, and didn't really eat that much as an angel, but she's just gonna pick something.
The
Mainly for
Thanksgiving
something to do.
special.
What?
I
That's
like
what
the
you got.
idea that we put all of the stuff we could find on the table and then just started
Mhm.
picking from it.
So you picked a random one from this pile, Faye?
It's the
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
the Thanksgiving special.
I was gonna say something a little different, but I like that better than what I had.
Is it
So
all
you
just
get-
buttered toast and popcorn? This is the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special.
It's everything
No.
all in one tube.
It
Just the whole
tastes
thing.
very, very, very faintly of salt, perhaps a bit of gravy, and something else that just doesn't. It tastes wrong and also very salty.
Okay.
Sounds like an MRE.
Yeah. She's kind of licking her lips like a dog would when they taste something they don't like. Like, yeah.
Doggy, she knows it does that.
Yeah.
Ah, y'all are so lucky. I've never had any of this stuff. No
It
idea.
tastes terrible.
awful. Yeah.
Yes, it's very bad.
Mao takes a tube, looks at Tom, puts the tube on the table, pulls out like what looks like a utility knife, and just stabs it repeatedly and goes and
Wow,
passes
that-
it to Tom.
Okay, maybe this is an experience I shouldn't have.
She killed it, so it's ghost food now.
Huh. Is that what the plan was? That's pretty good. I don't think it works.
Mao laughs and like the sound isn't like the translator says ha ha ha, but Mao's laughter is actually really awful sounding.
Oh
As
no.
it's like trying to come out, but like it doesn't work, like her mouth doesn't work.
Her
And
mouth.
yeah, like her mouth doesn't really work proper.
I'm just gonna type it.
And but she's very pleased with her joke.
Nice.
Yes.
While,
You know, I was-
while all of... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I talk way too much.
You're fine. I was gonna say, while all of that's happening, Mare is gradually befriending this chicken and like feeding it little bits of the paste, and has moved away from "Are you mocking me?" to "Okay, you don't say much. Maybe you're okay."
This week on Beyond the Wall, Mary gets a pet chicken.
Yeah.
I am not role playing this chicken for you. You are in charge of this chicken. And I will take full liberties in taking this chicken from you.
No!
Oh, you sound exactly like a mom. Who's like, "I've got a new dog. I'm not feeding this dog. I'm not taking this dog out for a walk."
This chicken is your responsibility. You have to take care of it.
Duchess Clockington!
Good day.
What a fun
We don't have an
time.
emotional support duck in this campaign like we do in Water, so next best thing.
Technically, it's my ducks in Stardew that I give the fancy names, like Duckus.
Oh, that's great.
Duckess, like Duchess. Anyway.
Eh,
I weirdly named all of mine after Saiyans from Dragon Ball.
That's
Nice.
fantastic.
hey, Vegeta, I can fly.
I recently rewatched that, and during a different stream, I just wanted to scream "dodge," but I knew no one would get it.
Oh, I adore Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I could do
Mhm.
lots of the voices. I will always get the reference. Please feel free to do so.
Oh, excellent! This is just getting better and better. So, panel.
Damn.
So
Yeah, this is
breakfast
super
and
derailed
then
now.
Yep.
You-
Very much real.
You have managed to get through your breakfast. You decide to go to the panel next. Is that correct?
Yes.
So on the scale of like delicious to we're definitely not taking this food along as like emergency supplies, where are we on the space food?
You're probably 2 shakes shy and will never eat this again.
Because food can be hard to get, and this stuff lasts, but
It-
it tastes awful.
Tastes
So-
like absolute garbage boiled with cardboard. So
That's so vivid.
I can taste
But-
the cardboard.
yes, it's
I'm
awful.
I'm asking Joe, like, what do you want? You want
It
to
would-
bring some or not?
It would probably be smart to bring some in case of emergency, but it is really gross. So,
Faye's gonna mumble under her breath. Or I could just make more fish and chickens.
Faye, that's true.
Uh-huh.
We could just keep doing that.
Yeah, like we did with the cow back in the city. Make a cow, kill the cow, eat the cow. This is already dead though.
That's true. It's also I cannot stress this enough. It is disgusting.
But it's so cool. Look, it's freeze dried. It's got science on the back. Best before infinity.
Just imagining like a commercial for this with a little kid eating and go, tastes like science.
Tom, why don't you grab the one you think will taste the best, and we will bring it with us.
Which one will be the best experience? And I'll go
Oh,
like
God.
digging through the pile to find like the most interesting combination.
Oh,
You find like Tuesday night pad thai with like garlic bread.
Oh yeah, Chinese food. Just like mom used to make, only awful. This is definitely not going to take me back to memory lane. This is the one.
okay. I will keep it for you.
I mean, it's for you. You're the one who eats, right?
Sure.
Okay, good.
Good talk.
Yeah, let's see about this this sigil thing. The picture
Yeah,
of the little guy.
I found a panel with a. Did you say it also reminded me of like the first door we found? Yeah, so I'll also relay that. It's a lot like, do you remember the doors in the puzzle tower?
Uh-huh.
It's a bit like that too. So that seems relevant to us.
Okay, so if that was the door that got us into the dream world. Could this be the door that gets us out? Because if
But we're-
that's the case, we should bring all the food. Because we're going to be in the city again. People are going to want to eat.
But we're not done, right?
I don't know. I mean, and I guess that's up to the little guy here.
I don't have enough brain power for this.
I hear a clock in the background ticking, and I just feel like that is so poignant for this moment.
I think that's me tapping on my desk.
Oh, you're keeping very good time.
Thanks. So you guys start heading up towards this panel. The panel is on one of the different rings around this space station. And so you have to climb through essentially like a utility shaft. Like there's like stairways, but the doors seem to be blocked off, and they might not be traditional stairways. And there is a brain. Oh my god. But there is a utility shaft that has like runners and rungs, like ladder rungs moving up. Very, very easy to maneuver and get through. It just takes some time.
Is it
Mind
cramped?
your wings there, Faye.
It is not cramped.
Tuck
Oh,
them
thank
in.
God.
Yeah,
Is,
no,
you know-
you have like the room is probably like 2 arm widths wide, this utility thing, and it has storage cases, boxes, and filing cabinet kind of drawers that run up the sides, like the majority of tools and non-organic resources are all housed here. Some of these have labels and some of them aren't labeled. Some look like control panels with like networking or diagnostics on them. And you have to get to probably the uppermost ring. And as like you're between the rings to get up to this control panel that you explored the other day, the lights go absolutely dark, and there's a heavy ka-thunk sound, and the utility room gives a brief shudder. And it takes about 2 minutes before the backup lights flick on in kind of like that terrible, weird, desaturated red hue. And they're spaced intermittently up and down this utility shaft.
Is it like walking along the utility shaft, or is it like a climb?
You're climbing.
Okay. In that case, Joe, when the lights come back on, is in fact clinging to the ladder.
Is everyone still here?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I can see in the dark pretty well.
All right.
Ow.
Like Mao just makes noises.
All right.
Mare
Okay.
is also with the group and has been carrying and petting this chicken. And so it got to the point where we had to climb, and now the chicken is just sitting on top of her head.
I've never loved anything more than this.
I am caught
Faye has a
between
small smile, and she's like slightly pleased with her chicken pan.
I am caught between being an asshole and not. I'll cross that bridge when it gets to that point.
All right. Well, we're all
Hey,
alive.
If the
This
chicken
seems
dies, at
bad,
least we
though.
have dinner.
Why did the lights suddenly go off, and what was that noise, and what's going on? And oh my God.
I mean, you're asking us. You're the mechanic. You know all about space stations, right? Tell us you know what's going on.
Why would I know about space stations,
I
Tom?
don't know. I don't know. Like all machines have the same kind of noise, right? You know, when a train breaks down in a car, it's all the same. No?
that could be a lot of things. It could be this segment detaching. It could be the generators shutting down. We could be dying right now.
I mean, I don't think I'm dying, but the generator could be the thing. Should we go check, or you want to go to the panel thing and do that?
Where would like power sources be?
So there are various control rooms for the various degrees. There would be like engine, power, oxygen, and they're all relatively in the same area as where you found that panel that you're looking for. They're just kind of like stacked in a weird way, but they're all within walking distance of each other. You're not going to have to hike to the other side of the station to get to it.
Faye's gonna release some more fireflies to get us a bit more light.
Okay. So you guys continue heading up this shaft, and it probably dawns on you at some time that this utility shaft was specifically designed for 0G use, but the ladders are there for convenience. But you get to like the top doorway, and I need you all to roll sharp for me. Yeah.
You're
I'm
all
sorry,
hyper
Tom.
aware after.
So to Tom, the space station just seems to kind of give like that shudder again. And because you're a ghost, you don't really feel anything else. But the rest of you, just as like you open this doorway or this hatch to get into the next ring, and the temperature in the room drops noticeably in this utility shaft that you're in. Not to the point that you can see your breath, but that like a chill has just rolled through you, or like when the AC kicks on and you weren't expecting it. But you also very distantly hear it sounds like squishing, you know, like that kids magic putty stuff, the slime or whatever.
Yeah.
It sounds like somebody balled a bunch of that up and slid it down a tube. So like there is an almost wet contact sound that sort of like you can tell that it's at the bottom of this utility shaft, and it sort of rattles around at the bottom in some soft, strangely organic kind of way, and that sound is what kind of rolls up from the bottom there.
Wait, from where we just came from?
It would be the bottom of the shaft. You guys kind of came in towards the middle, and it would have been further lower because gravity is on right now. So there is a bottom and a top. So it would be lower than you.
Is it like a wet suction kind of a sound?
It's. Have you ever had a snake slither across your arm?
Mm-hmm.
And you know how
No.
snakes make that, they have like this contact sound that they make when they kind of move across you or across a hard surface, like their scales are so soft that they don't make like a scratching noise, but there's like a soft.
Yeah. I know what you're
can't.
talking about now. Yeah.
Yes. But it sounds heavy, and it doesn't sound like it really it's not wet in the way that it would feel wet, but wet in the way that it kind of sloshes. That's a really hard description. Sorry.
Yeah.
Other people
I'm
hearing
not a
that
fan
one?
of that.
Yeah, I can hear it. can I sense a creature or an animal or something?
I'm gonna have you
Magic-y?
roll weird for that.
We.
Unfortunately, Tom did not hear whatever that weird squishy noise was down at the
I did
bottom.
not.
What you sense down at the bottom doesn't make sense. It is neither alive nor is it inanimate.
I think there's something at the bottom, but I'm not sure if it's alive or dead.
A zombie.
What's that?
Oh,
Undead.
that's something that's not alive or dead.
It's like reanimated.
Oh, that-
Let's move on.
yeah, but first I'm gonna like grab a fire extinguisher off the wall and just chuck it down the thing.
Okay.
Take that, zombie.
So you hear the ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk as this metal object just like pinwheels down, rebounding off of the sides. You even get like part of the ladder got a little dented from the impact. And you hear it come in contact with something, but it is not like metal hitting metal. It almost like whatever this was caught in a pillow. The sound of contact is incredibly muffled, and it's almost like there's a breath before a response, and that you hear like this sucking sound in response to that. This very brief, like somebody I don't know what the word would be, like a sucker coming unstuck from a hard surface.
Like
Yes.
Just a sec. Just a sec.
like a tentacle.
Kind of. But different.
All right. Well,
Release
that
the
should
space
dissuade it.
kraken.
I'm
Let's,
going.
let's go.
So you guys pile through the doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't want to be here.
As you kind of like shuffle and make your way through, and like
Is this all dark with the emergency lights as well?
Yes.
Horrifying.
And Mao's probably the last person, at least, to physically climb out the door. I don't know if anybody is flying or hanging out behind.
I'll go last.
Okay, so Tom, Mao climbs through this door and kind of like straightens up and looks at you and then leans out to look down at the bottom, and like their eyes just get really wide and they like recoil back out of the doorway, and you do not need to roll to hear this, but there is like this terrible rushing sound
Uh-oh.
up the shaft.
Close the door.
I
Close the
dodge.
door. Close the door.
Do you dodge into the doorway?
Through the doorway.
Oh, good. I'm not gonna make you roll for it. You get through the doorway, like Mao is slamming the door as you're coming through it.
Mhm.
And Mao just like instinctively like turns the door lock or whatever on it, and
Bulkheads.
and it you kind of get like that, like your ears sort of pop a little bit from like the pressure adjusting from the door closing.
That is such a fun visual that she can close the door on me and then I can still go through.
Yeah.
Right?
It's
Yeah.
really nice. Like we are so
Yeah.
lucky you're a ghost so
Mhm.
often.
We are.
Mayor's
as
gonna
soon
ice
as-
over the door also, just as another added precaution.
Cool. So as soon
It's
as
so
the
cool
door
that you can do that.
closes, it is cool. The
see
door
what
you're saying. Cool.
closes, and that sound is immediately gone.
All right. I did not see what it was that came up. Mao, what did you see? What was it? Was it like a was it a zombie?
Like it was just like somebody blowing up a balloon full of something. That's all I got. That was it gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Huh, your voice modulated
Ah,
thingy,
shoot.
it's working real well.
I've been working on it,
Nice.
okay?
It has. And she's like,
We're
oh,
lucky.
yeah, it does work. Look at that. Thanks, Joe.
Hey, success.
It's Mare's idea, so you know.
You guys are great.
So we're not going back in there.
Yeah, and I think that part of the ship is done now. You know, been there, done that. I hear there's a cool symbol somewhere of a little, you know, godly guy that likes nature.
There was not anything else in this ship.
It came from outside, I guess.
Who knows what else could be then?
You
Let's
know,
find the panel.
yeah.
Okay.
It can probably help us.
Okay.
I can't remember if Monster of the Week has a role for sneaking, but would you guys like to sneak, or are you just rushing to the control panel?
I feel the need for speed.
Joe would want to instinctually sneak, especially with the emergency lighting on. She'd be like clinging to the walls, like everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's okay. All right. Mayor?
Now you got any of those, you know, the breaky lighty things?
Mao.
Glow sticks.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Now
was
does
one.
have glow sticks.
Mao starts
I'll
digging
just-
through their bag while you're deciding to sneak.
Some more firefly?
More
Mayor's
Those
fireflies
are
works.
cool.
They're just like floating above the ground, being sneaky, so not making
Okay.
footsteps.
It must be nice.
Faye's going to
Tiptoeing
turn
through the
into a
A bat.
fox.
Okay.
Foxes are
That's also good.
Mao pulls out 2 glow sticks. One is green and one is hot pink.
I want the green one, but does that make me a bad, you know, ally to the women cause? Because I don't want the pink one.
Mao shrugs their shoulders and says, I don't
I
care.
don't know.
You're a ghost. Green makes sense? Question mark?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Ectoplasm. And she hands you
Never
the...
seen that stuff. You know, I think it's just made up at this point. Yeah. Ooh, cool.
Ooh,
Been ages since I had one of
green.
these.
Oh my goodness.
So Mare is floating, Anina or Faye is a fox, Joe and Mao are being sneaky, and Paladin is a ghost. Tom
I
is
feel
a
like
ghost.
it might be act under pressure.
I think you're right. So I'm gonna have you act under pressure for me.
All of us.
I'm gonna have everybody do an act under pressure roll.
It's an 8. Oh no.
Oh, Joe.
Oh dear, Joe.
All right, we're gonna do
Here we
this
go.
step by step. So you guys are doing your best to kind of sneak. And you guys have made it probably several paces from the door, from one hallway to the next. And you're creeping through. And Joe, for whatever reason, you just like, I don't know what's going on. Are you like
I have this
air-
image of completely unintelligible muttering, just a constant stream of it from Joe.
Mal reaches across and puts her hand over Joe's face.
Oh, and Joe like flips, like fuck.
Yep.
I didn't even realize she was talking.
Mao's just gonna be like trying to like pat her shoulder and be like, shh.
We're hunting rabbits.
What is the order in which you guys are all moving in?
I guess Mao's behind Joe then.
I think Joe's up
The
front.
fox will be
'cause-
somewhere in the front.
Don't put Joe up front.
right. The
and
fox is
Fox
in
Fox will be
front.
up front.
You're in front, Faye. Then
I guess I
Joe.
do have to kind of direct Faye where to go, but
Mhm. I think.
Mayor, where are you?
Yeah, I think
Probably
we're
right
at the
behind
back.
Mao.
Okay.
Yeah, we're at the back.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm distracted playing with my glow stick.
Yeah, glow stick.
Nothing's wrong. I just have glow sticks. There's nothing scary happening.
So, Faye, you're probably like just out of reach, kind of ahead of everybody else, and you scamper across and you kind of peek around this corner, and what you see, like there's like crates and stuff that have kind of been pulled out of rooms. Like there's kind of like an element of disorganized that the rest of the space station didn't have in this area. And between some of the crates that have been kind of like pushed to the sides of this hallway, you see something moving. And it's small. It's probably about the same size as a fox, and it doesn't really maintain a shape at all. Like you thought that maybe it had like legs for a minute, but it doesn't have legs now, and all you can really see is this strange shifting silhouette. It seems to be backlit by the red lights behind it, and it sort of like settles in the middle of this hallway and kind of like makes like a weird rippling sensation slash sound. And this is about the time that Joe shrieks.
Great.
And this thing, whatever it is, looks up, and in the dim and darkness of this thing, you could have sworn that you saw like the glinting of teeth. But this thing moved and zipped so fast out of the way, and now the hallway is empty. Maybe.
What?
Fox
Was
face
it?
just gonna slowly keep going.
You don't tell anybody.
Well, because I'm sort of slightly in front, so I'm just gonna try very slowly. Like if we were sneaking before, this is like one paw at a time.
Mhm.
So I'm hoping by the very slow pace, people will take the hint.
Mao's a brief bit preoccupied by trying to console Joe and doesn't realize what you're doing, and loudly says, "Oh, it's gonna be okay."
Okay,
The two
Faye
of us
goes
have
like
probably
this.
totally stopped.
Yeah, Faye literally does this, turns back, and then realizes she probably shouldn't make a sound. She's kind of like, wait. Fox is very pointedly looking at you.
Mao like peeks past Joe and is like, "Why are you dancing?"
No, we'll at that point look at Faye and be like, just against the wall.
Mayor and Tom, how are you responding to this?
I think all of this is in response to Joe getting startled. So I'm just like, it's normal.
Mayor's paranoid, so she'll probably, like, depending on how tall the ceiling is, maybe like float up towards it if it's kind of high up, or if it's pretty low, then she'll just like move over against the wall and kind of just be on guard.
Can I have you roll sharp for me,
Yeah.
since you're sort of shifting and moving around and being hyper aware?
I almost forgot to
11.
mark my experience.
Very nice. Yeah, don't forget that experience. So you sort of shift up to the top of this hallway, and they're not very high. They're fairly narrow hallways, and narrow squat hallways, and you like there's this commotion that's going on around you, like Joe is pressed herself up against a wall, and Faye is doing the alert dance, and Mao doesn't understand what's going on. You don't see, but you hear the sound of like skittering and like a tapping. And it seems to be like in the direction that you're going, and it tippy-taps across the paneling that is above you. And you can hear it, and it seems to stop right above you guys. And that scritching ceases.
Gonna do a little involuntary whimper.
Is it
Khmer-
right above us, or like is there like, is it on the next floor, or is it literally like?
I'm gonna
You
assume it's in the
are-
walls.
You are not sure if it's in the next floor or if it is in the walls.
Okay.
And the rest of us don't really hear. I would assume that Faye could probably hear a little bit, but because Mare is pressed up against that, Mare is able to hear this very clearly.
Upon hearing that, can Khmer just poke her head through the plating, go incorporeal, and take a look and see what it is?
Yes.
That is such a horrible idea. I love it.
Oh my god, Mary's gonna get her fucking head ripped off.
It's okay.
Alright.
Mare can't die yet.
Yet. All right. So you incorporeal and poke your head through this. I need you to roll act under pressure for me again.
Okay, cool. Success.
So you do this, like you cast your magic appropriately, and you kind of like very tentatively peek up through the four panelings, like I assume. And you probably get like up to your nose through this floor panel. And what you know, I believe his name is Nexus or Pollution from Ferngully. I've used this
Wow,
reference
that's a
before.
blast of the past, but yeah.
Yeah.
It
You've used
kind
Ferngully
of
before?
has like,
That's the bad guy.
yeah, it's the bad guy.
Okay.
Ferngully.
Yeah.
It
Played
kind of
by.
it has that same
I don't remember.
amorphous
the
shape
man
where it's
himself.
kind of sticky and it
Like
doesn't
that,
really it doesn't maintain a shape. And you only get up to your nose before this thing sees you and turns towards you, and the faint glow of your incorporeal self illuminates this strange mouth that has opened up like a flower with barbed teeth ringing the opening in several rows, moving back to its throat, and it surges at you to try and like glom across you, but you're already on edge and you're able to retreat immediately, and you hear the ka-thunk of something hitting the ceiling above you.
Mare's just gonna look at everybody and go, "Yeah, there's there's like a kraken made out of weird space ink. Very bad. Wouldn't recommend being up there.
That's not
We
good.
should leave."
We should probably get a move on.
That's
Yeah.
like a fox noise, like.
Cute fox noises.
There
So
was
y'all-
like rings of teeth and inky
Nope. I'm good.
weird
Yeah,
stuff.
No,
yeah.
go.
Just go down.
Also, Matt, please come up with a brilliant plan to fight this thing if it should show up. Okay, thank you.
So you guys pick up the pace and head towards this control room, correct?
Yeah.
One second. And one reply to Tom. Mare just makes an ice harpoon in her hand. It's like, this is all I got. I don't think it's really gonna work though.
I mean, the harpoon's pretty good. It's more than we had before.
I only
Yo.
got like a chapter into Moby Dick. I don't know how this stuff works.
I think he gets the whale in the end, right? I mean, it's a whole book about a guy hunting a whale. Gotta end with the guy killing the whale,
Be terribly unsatisfying otherwise.
right? That's just good storytelling. Could I get one of those harpoons?
Or maybe I'll just hand it, like, it's gonna melt soon, but here, sure.
I mean,
Tom
it's
is
not
a
like
ghost,
my
maybe
body
he
heat's,
could-
yeah, my body heat's not gonna melt this thing, so it should do.
Sure.
Yeah, take that.
So y'all hustle. Are you still being cautious as you're heading towards this control room, which is now in sight? You can see it right where it is. Looks undisturbed. Just you've got the blinking red lights in this hallway, and the glow sticks and phase fireflies.
Well,
Probably
Mayor's pretty sure
not.
this thing has been stalking us, so she's taking Captain Nuggies and just booking it.
Yeah.
And Joe's just gonna follow everyone's suit, honestly.
Okay,
yeah. That's just. Oh,
I'm gonna have you guys all roll sharp again.
yes.
Yay, I failed.
Yay!
Uh-oh.
Mare is now the one leading the charge. Ooh, Tom failed too.
Yep. Level up.
Leading the charge, not noticing anything. It's gonna go
Joe-
great.
Goodness.
Oh no. Joe and Faith know what's up.
So Mao's hanging back with Joe. Mao doesn't necessarily see what's happening. Mare and Tom, you guys getting to that door is now the most important thing on your list. It doesn't matter that there is something else or how that something else is showing. You guys get
There
to
are at
the
least
doorway.
two something elses.
You guys get to the doorway and fling the door open and rush into the room. Now, Joe and Faye, you guys are a little bit more alert, and as Mare and Tom rush into this doorway, while their backs are still turned to you, you see what looks like a thick, viscous drip of drool drop from the ceiling to the floor, separating you both. And it kind of like it plops to the ground. Mare and Tom, you are already activating the controls, like punching in, like getting everything, like trying to figure out whatever is going on. Your backs are to everybody else. You do not hear that terrible, weird, wet, sloppy sound of something coming in contact with the floor like a drop. But it contains more substance than water. But this thing hits the ground, and then like somebody is pulling a thread up through it, it sort of wiggles its way into a standing position. And you can kind of like this cord of material sort of twists and turns, and it's almost like a human figure is growing out of it. And this figure then turns around, and for a moment before it's completely corporeal, you can see Mare and Tom through it. And then it turns around and looks at Joe and is a perfect replica of Mare. And with that, we're going to go to break.
Yay!
Yay!
Avocado! Thanks! Oh
Nice.
goodness.
Mm.
That's this is gonna be
I'm gonna apologize in
fun.
advance. Joe's about to go full coward.
Alright, we're gonna take 15 minutes to stretch legs, hydrate, eat snacks, that sort of thing, but be right back because we'll be back in 15 minutes to figure out how we're
Resolve
gonna fight this thing. It's
Yeah.
gonna be great. Be right back. And we're back.
And afraid.
Very,
Yay!
very afraid.
Blubber is real, and it's out to get us. No.
So
My worst fear.
let's start. Mayor and Tom, you are absolutely unknowing of what is going on behind you.
I'm pushing
Um,
button.
Yeah, so you come into this room bathed in dim, pale red light, and you immediately see the panel that Joe was talking about, and several buttons and mostly blank screens that are kind of flickering or trying to like boot up from what you can tell. And what are you doing being absolutely distracted?
Randomly pushing buttons, apparently.
Yeah, I think Mayor's gonna sit down Captain Nuggies the chicken and tell Tom to like see if you can figure out what we're supposed to be doing in here that is just gonna face down this doppelganger now, I guess, and get ready to defend Tom since
No,
this thing
we
is
have no
between the mayor and
idea.
everybody
we
else.
we don't see this bad guy.
Yes, you are unawares of this thing in the hallway.
Mhm.
which is
It's
why
behind you.
Okay.
Which is why I'm
Oh.
randomly pushing buttons. And I
In
guess
that case,
you're
yeah,
the. What are you doing? Why are you
Uh,
randomly pushing buttons? That's such a bad idea.
yeah. Mayor's trying to figure out what the console says. That I forgot that it was. Mayor didn't see that. Yeah, so Mayor's just trying to figure out the console and the buttons, and probably trying to swat Tom's hand out of the way when he's pushing buttons he shouldn't be.
So
I'll be grabbing Mao and pulling her back because
I'm gonna shapeshift back into my normal winged self.
so you guys have your really short response time, and this thing looks at you, and it's almost like its face splits in two so that it can also look back at the two others that are now in the control room, and then it twists itself. And Joe, you realize that the face on this doppelganger is no longer Mare, but Joe herself. And in one swift movement, has slipped into the control room and slammed the door behind it. Now cutting Mare and Tom off from the rest of you.
No,
That's cute.
damn
The two people who
it.
could go through doors, it slammed the door on.
Oh no.
It doesn't know that.
An enclosed space.
but also the
Yeah.
people who can't face through doors and know that it's a doppelganger
Yeah.
are on the other side of the door.
So
If I have time, I'll run up to the door and just start hitting it so they know something's up.
you are able to sprint towards the door, but there is no window on the door. You cannot see into the room. And it almost seems to have a similar locking mechanism as the last door that you came through. Now, Mayor and Tom, you guys are trying to figure out this control panel, and you hear the door slam behind you, and you see Joe, like mortified, pressed up to the doorway, looking very distressed.
She looks normal.
She looks very normal to you.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
normal, Joe.
I was imagining like inky black doppelganger of
Yeah, me
us.
too. But this is way better.
Okay.
So you
All
see,
right.
wait,
Someone smart. You push the buttons, and I'll go deal with whatever's on the other side of the door. Right?
at this point, this is when you can hear like Faye start banging on the door. But like I said, you cannot see through the door. You don't know what's going on in the hallway. Joe doesn't say anything, but she does kind of like straighten up, and in a very strange manner, she walks to the control panel and looks over it and starts pushing buttons like she knows exactly what she's supposed to do.
All right, good luck. And I'll go through the door.
I think just because Mare's always paranoid, and given what happened at the volcano, she's even a little bit more paranoid about what people are doing. Just gonna take a glance and see what buttons Joe's pushing.
You're not entirely certain what the buttons mean, but she goes through a system of, like, she pushes a dial all the way up. She hits a sequence of numbers. She flicks like 2 tabs up and then 2 tabs on another panel, and one of the screens flickers to life, giving you a diagnostics of the ship or of the station. Faye and Joe and Mao on the other side of the door. This door is locked, but Tom is able to pop through, and you see Joe again in the hallway.
Huh.
But they just. That's not me in there.
Okay.
Come out! Open the door!
Please open the door.
What's going on? I'll go back.
Thing inside is bad thing. Bad thing inside with you. Bad thing.
I'll go back inside then.
Meanwhile,
Go
Mare's
back
just like
inside.
looking at Doppel Joe and being like, "So what are all these buttons? How do you know how this works? What does this thing do?" Just looming
Joe-
over the shoulder and being like, "What's that button do?
Joe
What's that button
looks
do?"
up at you and like slack-jawed, empty expression, like something has to boot up in the back of her mind, and like expression suddenly fills her face like a robot that downloaded the right program all of a sudden, and she says, "Oh, I was just turning on the console and redirecting power fully to the generator. That's what these flips were for. And this dial is to make sure that the oxygen is properly balanced and still maintaining. And that is to ensure that gravity is still effective. And see those diagnostics right there?" And she points at the screen and then looks at you. Do you look with her?
Yeah, like Mare's following along, but also is just like notices the boot up time kind of reaction. It's just like, "Are you okay? Is that the toothpaste tube food not setting well with you or something? You seem a little
There's
off."
there's like a slow blink, and then she says, "Yeah, it's not agreeing with my stomach, I think." This is about the time that Tom comes back in, and you see Joe explaining this control panel to Mare, who's like, "What?"
All right. Sounds like Joe. Hey, Joe. Did you know that there's another Joe right outside who says you're fake? I don't know. I'm a little confused. You want to?
The response time seems to be picking up a little bit faster, but there's still like a latency. And the doppelganger Joe looks at Mare and then looks at you and it says, "No, I'm right here. There's no way that I could be outside."
All right. I'm just gonna try to open the door, which is a rare occurrence for me.
Would you like to roll weird?
Weird. Yep.
The door is
Should
weird.
Open the door.
I also have something I want to do,
All right.
but
First
you know,
or
probably during the same time.
You are very effective at opening the door.
While Tom's doing that, I think Mare's picked up on kind of what's going on at this point. And what I'd like to do is have Mare be like, "This seems like the right Joe to me. They seem perfectly fine. It's just some bad freeze-dried food." But while saying that, also want to just, like, in case whoever this is an ice.
but it was such a good impression.
Because Bear figures if it is the real Joe for some weird reason, I can always thaw her out.
It's fair. So Tom, you
Okay.
are able to unlock and open the door, and that's when you have Joe, Mao, and Faye standing there looking ready for battle. I'm very concerned for your livelihood.
See, there's a. Oh God, you froze her.
Do I have to roll for
Good.
that, by the way?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Get that weird.
Oh, very successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So you are able to encase the Doppel Joe completely in ice. I assume you didn't you gave them enough room like as a margin of error so it's more like a cage, or did you just absolutely freeze them?
Yeah, just like maybe like a half an inch of space, except for around the head, which I just made the ice a lot bigger so there's air,
Okay.
so they don't suffocate. And then as soon as the doors open and I see the other Joe, Bear's getting ready to freeze that one too, unless someone stops her.
So
Yeah, I'll be in the
They
way.
will go, no, real Joe.
Wait, remember that time that we did the phalanx?
No.
We did what?
Oh yeah, okay, cool. You're the real one.
the Doppel Joe kind of like tries to wiggle around in that half-inch amount of room and is like, no, she's impersonated Joe by memories. Like, that's not the real Joe. I'm the real Joe.
What's my favorite
things-
color?
Who's your best friend?
And like there's that latency moment like that they cannot answer fast enough, but they are able, like, I mean, for Mare, they're like, well, it's black, of course, which doesn't actually know.
Well, that's
And
easy.
for
The real
Tom,
Joe knows.
and for Tom, they said, well, you are, of
Yeah.
course.
Well, guess the other one's the fake one. And I'll pick up the
He's
ice
gonna-
sphere and turn towards the real Joe.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Go,
what the fuck,
no.
what the fuck, no!
I'm gonna cast out evil on the ice Joe.
All right, do
It's
it.
actually hot pink. Is
I was gonna
Mare's
say,
favorite
isn't
color.
it pink? Joe's
Yeah.
just like, it's black, isn't it? And she wants to like keep it like subtle, like, don't you like, and like leaning over, like, isn't it pink?
Bear's like also being really quiet, just yeah, just
No,
we
you're
don't
good.
we don't have
We're
to
good.
talk about it. Just
Yeah, I know.
So, did you roll cast out evil? Oh, you
Yes.
did. There we go. So you do this cast, and rather than it working traditionally in this sense, it's almost like this thing cannot hold the form any longer. The surface of its skin kind of begins to like tremble and then bubble, and almost like popping a water balloon, it bursts inside of this ice casing, and reforms in this kind of strange, very alien, almost like oil slick black and iridescent mucus membrane covering of it. And it seems to like it sort of fights against the ice, and then it starts striking the ice with a limb that it has just conjured forth, and it's trying to chip the ice away at you, and it emits this terrible sound, but it sounds like it more so the sound hurts. The sound hurts more than you can hear it. From what you hear is it's kind of like a terrible breathy sound, but there's likely pitches that it is responding to that are above normal hearing volume or levels. And it throws its little tantrum fit inside of this ice cage. But its call, you can hear a rapid oncoming of continued scritches and some sounds scraping against metal, running through the interior of all of the walls and ceiling and floors around you.
It's got friends.
Okay, it's time to go. Paddle time, let's go.
I hide the spear behind my back. I knew it was you the whole time.
I know, that's nice, Tom.
Okay, where are we gonna go though? Because that one did reboot the generator thing.
Is
No,
this where
or-
the panel is?
Yes.
Is it like, because I thought it was just like a mosaic.
There is, so at the, it's kind of like it's just barely tilted and set into the control panel, and it's kind of like this gold plate with the indentation of what the idol looks like, and then it has kind of like some fancy looking decor or like a paint job around it that sort of leaks into the rest of the control panel.
Excellent. Faye?
Faye's gonna go to the panel quickly.
Okay.
Idol in the panel, I think.
Yeah, it comes out my wrist pocket.
We love the wrist pocket.
And you
Slot it
just
in.
put it into the indentation for it, right?
Yeah.
So outside of the door, you can see more. It's almost like the ceiling is crying. These heavy droplets of whatever this viscous material that these things are made of is oozing out of the panels in the hallway. And one by one, they kind of spring up and they all begin to take your faces.
Door, please, Matt. Door, please.
And I was like, okay. And it's just like closing the door, like looking out into there.
What about this one though? There's one in here.
It's an ice for now.
Do we take
I'd rather
this one
not
with
have
us?
several more showing up.
You decide what to do with that. Meanwhile, Faye, you have slotted this idol in. And the idol, you kind of can push it in like a button and it stays compressed. And as it sits into this spot, compressed from pushing it in, you see the surface of the panel almost turn to like threads as it laces into this idol that you've placed in it, and the threads pull the idol apart, opening an additional compartment. And almost like time and space are opening up, that compartment opens and moves the entire control panel aside, and you see steps that are going into what kind of looks like a cockpit.
Does everyone else see this as well?
Yes.
I'm just
Let's
looking at
go
the ice sculpture thing.
We've got stairs, shall we?
The creature inside of the ice sculpture is still trying to claw its way out, but it has not quite been successful yet. But you can see that it is gaining purchase.
If you want to fully freeze that thing, we could probably smash it.
I feel bad though. It talked and it was just like you.
It was going to eat you.
Probably.
I mean, it tried to eat my head earlier. Yeah, I'll try and freeze it. So yeah, Barrel, we'll try to go all Sub-Zero on it and freeze it entirely.
More DC villains. Mr. Freeze them.
I believe I just need you to roll magic again, or
Just
weird.
magic. Okay. Advanced success.
Yeah, you are successful. You are able to freeze it. It doesn't seem to kill it. You can see like when you freeze, it's able to kind of compress and like become more dense and shrink a bit. And then it tries to expand and tries to like break apart the ice, but it's nice, right and proper, trapped for the moment.
Okay. Then Mare will be like, wait, don't hit it with a hammer, because
Got
that'll
it.
just break the ice and make it melt faster.
Okay.
I think
Goodbye,
that'll hold it
Fake
longer,
Joe.
but it's
Sorry, I
not
couldn't
gonna
be your
like
friend. And
Yeah,
then
it's
I'll
not
go
gonna,
down
like-
the stairs.
liquid nitrogen freeze and shatter and kill it. Like,
Curses.
Yeah.
I did want to try that though.
Next monster.
Okay.
So, with your plan, however, are you going down the steps? What's your
Yes.
I'm usually
Yeah,
very
let's go
happy
down
to
the
go
steps.
wherever the doors lead us.
what did you say, Faye?
I'll just go downstairs.
Joe will be
Yeah.
the first one down then, because she
Okay.
is like, I have to go now. Anywhere is better than here, where things are
Mayor's
stealing my face.
Yeah. Mayor's grabbing Captain Nuggies the chicken and following closely behind.
I love Captain Nuggies.
Tom, you're
Yeah.
also going down in? Okay.
I'm last. I say goodbye to Fake Joe, and then I go down the stairs.
Mao has been watching the door and like you can like you start going around and Mao like looks over their shoulder and is like, how do we close this? How do we close this? And
Just
you
run,
can
you-
see the tendrils of these creatures beginning to slide around the doorway.
Just run.
Okay. And Mao like bolts forward. You guys come down the stairs and it is a cockpit. It's a dead end. There is 2 seats in front of the driving control panel. As far as you can tell, the windshield has been blacked out. You cannot see through it currently. There
The heck
are
is this?
2 additional seats behind the pilot seats and what looks like storage and possibly additional seating as well.
Joe is, of course, immediately going to jump into one of the pilot seats and just
Yes.
like try and figure out what the fuck she's doing.
I'm gonna have you roll sharp or read a bad situation, whatever you want. You can roll for getting that started. Faye, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go into the cockpit, but stay at the door in case we get some friends.
Now does
visiting.
the same thing.
Who wants to drive with me?
I want to close the door. That's it.
Okay.
To the cockpit, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, Mayor, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm following Joe pretty much on this
Are
one.
you gonna be her flight buddy? Her co-pilot? Okay.
Mare will, if there's a co-pilot chair, Mare will grab that and
Would you also
look like she knows what she's
roll-
doing, but doesn't.
Will you roll me sharp or read a bad situation?
Yeah.
Seems like a decent time to use some D6.
Oh,
I
we
mean,
do
we've
have
got
9
them.
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll do that. We'll make that a full success.
Okay.
Also, Yaz, you have 6 of them and 2 crits, just as a reminder.
I know. I'm so bad.
I mean, I'm not complaining, but just letting you know.
I'm so okay with like things organically moving. I never remember. All right. So we have Mao and Tom and Faye at the door. Tom, to close the cockpit doors, can I also have you roll sharp? Joe and Mare have successfully fuddled around with the system.
Oops. I will use a D6.
Yay!
Call. We have so many currently.
There we go.
Nice.
Oh, nice, into
For
a
the
full
moment.
success.
So, Tom, it takes just a second, but you are able, you know exactly there's a panel right next to the door and 3 huge buttons and a control pad, and the control pad says hatch open right now, and you slam one of those buttons with your very strangely corporealness at this moment, and with a hiss, the doors close. And as they're closing, it almost seems like time slows with how slow they're beginning to shut. But beyond the doors and up the steps, you can see this alien creature beginning to, like, all of these pieces of it are beginning to swirl around, and it looks like it's forming some strange floral, organic mouth and worm-like body, and they're like there's so much going on, and these teeth are all like dripping this terrible liquid, and it's just gross and unnerving. And just as it's about to slither down the stairs and get to you, the door finally seals and airlocks. At this time, Joe and Mary, you've booted up the computer systems in this ship, and with a bit of a tremble and all of your screens coming online, you are able to very quickly disengage the ship from the station, and you are currently now floating past Earth. It takes a little bit for you to warm up the engines, but once the engines, everything kind of whirs and kicks together, and you have a pretty decent idea of how this the flight controls work. You're able to kind of get it and maneuver it. For just a moment, you were afraid that you might hit Atmo, but you were able to peel back out of that danger zone. And you can now see the space station in one corner, the moon behind the space station, and the great void of space beyond that.
We should search the ship for more of those things, just to be sure.
That's a good idea.
Mao nods and is like, yep. And I'm not going to have you roll anything. It just takes a little bit of time for you to peel apart all of the nooks and crannies of the ship. The ship is not big. It's probably the size of a 10 by 10 bedroom, including the sitting area for the pilots and the controls. There's overhead storage space that you guys go through. You find plenty of atmosphere suits, all Atmo suits. So if you had to leave for whatever reason, you were equipped. You do find something akin to like a taser gun. It doesn't seem to be lethal, but it does, from like the looks of the iconography on the side of it, it looks like it would hurt a lot.
I would like a taser gun.
Anytime I hear taser, I think of taser face.
Same.
Taser face.
Taser face.
Mal's like over the corner going with like making sound effects for herself now that her translator can kind of do that.
I love that.
So
Yeah, but you don't find anything.
All right, well, that's good.
where are we going next?
How come a doorway with her little guard thing got us to a spaceship? That seems not appropriate, right?
It's because it's where we're meant to go.
One time we found a
Right.
tunnel in a dirt wall, and that led us to a tower.
I guess.
It was a secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Secret mountain.
All right. Does your guy got any ideas about where we should take this ship, or because there's all of Earth right there. I mean, do we go to Africa or Vegas or Los Angeles? Maybe, I don't know.
So we'll take our trusty runes out and cast them.
I'm gonna have you roll weird for that, or Boss from Beyond.
I've never been to China. Might be nice.
I have only been
Which
to.
one? I've been running weird so far.
I've only been to the
Let's-
one city we lived in.
Ooh.
I was gonna say, I think we've all, for the most part, just been in the city, because that's
Except for apparently Mao.
Detroit.
Mao's all over the place. Mao doesn't make an entirely lot of sense.
No, how is she trained by monks?
Detroit has a lot of interesting people there. Right?
It does.
Makes sense.
It does. All right. So, all right. And you did Boss from Beyond. So,
So, success.
yes, you cast your runes. And in a very roundabout way. I'll skip the subtleness because you rolled so well. In a very roundabout way, you're able to gather that what you're looking for is like it gives you all of the god symbols for Jupiter. And you kind of like, with everybody else's knowledge of where you're at and like talking through it, you have to, like, you get the idea that you need to head towards Jupiter for whatever reason. It
Wow.
also, as you're casting this and you're equating this, for just a moment, everybody else sees Faye sort of have like a
No.
hiccup. Like,
I did know.
How timely!
Yeah.
and very like that like momentary hiccup when Faye makes it back.
Mhm.
She just blips out. I guess what you guys see is she just sort of like goes way too still for just a moment. But what Faye is able to see, now that we've got her back, you see the orrery from the puzzle room.
We gotta go back there.
Wait,
Wait,
where the
we don't
fuck's-
see it. She sees
That's
it.
what Faye sees.
Yeah.
So you all see Faye have like this kind of like this glitch in the Matrix moment. She just freezes. But Faye, for just a snapshot, like you've cast your runes, and as your runes hit the ground, there is a moment where all you see is the orrery that you were at. And it was before the things had come down and smashed that extra planet that Joe's books would have called Lumeria.
Going to
And then-
Other Earth.
Yes, and then all of a sudden you're back. You're on your knees in this weird orange and red lit ship casting your dice, and that's where it says is go to the god Saturn. But I mean, or not, sorry, not Saturn, Jupiter. Go to the god Jupiter, who is the Zeus, the whatever. I don't know if you know the other gods like as Faye, but maybe they're all folk tales to you.
Yeah. Jupiter.
That's a ways away.
Also, there's no oxygen there. Are you sure you wouldn't like Earth? You know?
That's what he said. He
Is this
got
one of
us
those
here.
moments where we're gonna go and say, you know what? Forget you, God. We're gonna, do our own thing because we think we know better. Or are we gonna
Why-
actually go to Jupiter where we would all die?
Why
Except me.
Jupiter? Did you see anything else?
I saw the room we were in before.
Okay, we've been in a
Or-
few.
Yeah.
Wait,
The planetarium one that we broke.
Yes.
where's my book? Where's my bag?
This
It's
is
in
not
your
the
handy
time to read the
dandy
trilogy.
spaceship.
I was just like
we need to
pulls
go.
both of her books out of the.
Mayor, what are you doing?
I'm gonna use Mayor's using Destiny's Plaything to
Confirm.
follow up on this. It's like,
Okay.
yeah, okay. Your God said that's great. I'm gonna consult my own stuff.
Okay.
Like last time we had this conversation, I ended up with this, and she's holding up her arm with the scars all over it. I mean, they look badass, but
They do.
but yeah. So yeah, Mayor's voice, not my voice, doing the. Just gonna double check. And her own voice is gonna say essentially that. And yeah, that's a very high number. So on a 10+, the keeper will reveal a useful detail about the coming mystery.
All right. So you have your doubts. You have all of your doubts. And you voiced your doubts. You're like, I'm really not sure. But probably it takes you about 10 minutes. Joe is onto something with her books. Faye has said these words and shared this experience with you all. And you're standing there looking at all of these pieces. Almost, who was it that did you guys put those in Mao's bag, the pieces of the planet? One of you kept those.
I have them.
Okay. So
I'm a hoarder.
Joe has her table popped up and she's got this planetary book cracked open. There are these pieces of this dead model planet sitting on the countertop. Faye with her discussion of Jupiter and her runes. And it's almost like these pieces are all fitting together, but you're still missing something. And you're searching through this mess of experiences that you've all had. Like, you could even look down at your hands at the scars of like what happened this last time. And it begins to dawn on you that the direction doesn't usually matter. It's that you get there in the first place. And that is how you have lived your strange chosen life from the beginning.
Okay. So I basically get the real destination is the friends we've made along the way.
No. It doesn't. Let's see. Yes and no. It's more about like your dream world. You're gonna get there. There's no right or wrong answer. And just as you've tumbled through everything leading up until this moment, you assume that the tumbling is just part of the story.
Okay, Mayor's gonna give the Fry squint at Faye and be like, "All right, that checks out. I think you're right."
Really? But there's no animals on Jupiter. That's just like there's no connection.
I don't know. Maybe when we get there, a weird door will open up and eat us, and we'll be somewhere else again.
He saved our lives several times.
Jupiter? I've never met that guy.
I heard he was an asshole in history class, but it's fine.
Was he?
I mean,
All right.
we got to the space station because Eagles threw us there. So I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, I
alright,
forgot about
fine.
that.
Yeah.
I'm sure when we get to Jupiter, it won't actually be Jupiter. It'll be somewhere that we can actually survive.
You know,
Our way of
this'll be
getting
fine.
around is a very strange series of coincidences and puzzle solving.
Maybe that's just the quickest way there. You go to Jupiter, there's an eagle waiting there, and he just chucks us back to Earth.
Or
Maybe if
Pluto.
we
he
tried to
played
go to
pro
Earth right
baseball.
now, we'd disintegrate and die immediately.
I mean, there is that. I don't want to do that.
I'd rather.
How about the
skip that.
ship? Does it have like, you know, enough fuel to go to Jupiter?
Please,
and then when we see
Let's
the
go.
test-
Please.
Okay, fine.
Please, let's go.
Space road trip.
Yeah, Jupiter, here we come.
So you've made the decision to head out to Jupiter. It
I
dawns on
spy my little eye.
it dawns on you really quick that this road trip is going to be long. You don't know how long, but you didn't realize that it was going to be long. And probably like 4 or 5 into it, Mao is already incessant. Like laying on like one of the benches, like drumming on storage containers and making the most terrible noises.
I think I
Mare
can fix
pops
that.
in her whatever MP3 player thing mixtape, which is mostly like Evanescence, and Linkin Park, and like My Chemical Romance and stuff like that. And just turns it up to whatever volume is needed to drown out whatever Mao's doing.
It's mostly effective, but time wears on. It could have been days. Like you guys are tired and hungry. You've napped in and out.
We
Go
have
ahead.
to talk on this long journey, right?
Yes.
We have to. Okay. I'm going to talk to Faye and I'm going to say, how does this music make you feel? You know, we got nothing but time. Nothing but time. Let's dive into the mess.
Mare's music?
Yeah, the one that's playing right now.
It's all like 2000s emo, not happy music.
It's... It sounds sad. I
That's
prefer-
correct, isn't it? Yeah. Mhm.
I prefer nature noises. The ocean, the forest.
Okay, and I don't think we have that on tape right now. But we,
It's
it's
okay.
possible. What's your favorite one? Nature noise, like a waterfall or a buffalo? What do you got?
A water buffalo.
The
Oh, that's
rain.
a good one.
Everyone's
The
got one,
rain.
I've heard.
Rain's nice.
Ah, I get that reference.
How does the rain make you feel?
At peace. I'm
Good
surprised
answer.
you're asking me these questions since you don't believe in him.
What, the rain? I believe in the rain.
I feel like you're making fun of me.
I am a little. It's true.
Tom's just like that. It means he's your friend.
I'm just trying to, dig a little deeper. Like, what's behind the shell? Like, what's in here and in there? What are you thinking about? What are you feeling? What makes you happy? What makes you sad?
I'm sad that Mare's angry at me. I'm sad that I hurt you.
And go. And I'll
I'm-
fade in the background.
I might like nudge at Mare a little bit across the pilot seat.
I'm
Like-
sad that you're not listening. Any of you. None of you are listening.
About what?
We might not know why, but he's leading us in the right direction. It's
Mare
why
does
I'm
seem-
here.
speak up
It's
about
why I
this.
found Mare. It's why I found all of you. I'm here.
Mare, Mayor lets out a big sigh and goes, I think we're not listening because you didn't communicate earlier. You just did, and that broke more than the bowl. It broke trust, and that's hard to build back.
I thought you would know I was doing the right thing. The mission. Thought we had the same mission. I am sorry. I don't like this feeling at
Yeah, I
all.
don't like it either. But I mean, it's like if I were to blow the airlocks on the ship, I wouldn't expect you to just trust me that that's the right thing to do, because that seems a little crazy. And breaking the thing that we're supposed to light to save the world seems kind of, well, crazy. So, yeah, I didn't just trust you on that, because not without at least some kind of communication. Now, if I said, "Hey, I'm blowing the airlock because I had a vision of it, and there's something bad in here that I need to blow out the airlock," you'd probably be more likely to trust me and be like, "Okay." Troll.
I'm
Also,
sorry.
I'd like to point out that if we weren't listening to you, I don't think we'd be flying to Jupiter right now, which we are.
There's that too. I mean, I did check up on it just to be on the safe side, but
So, Anina, Faye can't feel grief about this, but Faye does feel guilt and shame and kind of like a adjacent sadness that would kind of follow with this. And the rest of you, as you're having this conversation with Faye, something dawns on you about Faye. Like, you're standing there watching her bear this part of her feelings and be very transparent with you. And you get that sensation almost like you're looking at a young woman wearing a onesie or a costume, like these elements that when everything started looked so real, almost seemed sewn together.
I've always done what he's told me to do. That's all I know.
I
I'm
don't
sorry.
think I appreciate that. I don't think we're telling you not to do that, just that, if you're going to do something that directly opposes everything that we've been striving to do, you need to communicate that and the why before you do it. Otherwise, we're going to assume that you're just stabbing us in the back. Because we have nothing else, no other thing to believe than that, because we didn't have communication.
I saved your life before. I thought that was enough.
We might have been a bit concerned because this was directly after, and I'm not saying any of this is your fault, but this was right after we dealt with that guy.
And I've saved a lot of people's lives, and I don't expect them to just trust that everything I do is perfect and in their best interest without talking to them. If it
We
directly
asked
affects
you
them.
about that guy, and you were very tight-lipped, which is normal for you, but, we'd still like to know what was going on there.
He tricked me.
He tricked you how?
He nearly ruined the mission.
And how did he do that?
Want to do things. I was drawn to him. I don't know why. I just wanted to be around him.
It's the
I-
hat.
I'm sorry, Faye. That sounds like a lot.
I won't make that mistake again. I won't fail you again. I'm
And-
sorry.
We'll be here too.
Yeah, we don't want you to be the steel wall. We want you to be, open and, talky.
I like the Faye that threw a fish at Mao's face.
That was good.
Mal's like, I also liked that fish to my face. I'm hungry.
She has a small smile. I don't know how to be
There-
like you. I don't know how to be like you, all of you.
Be like
There-
you then.
Just takes a deep breath and lets out a sigh. It is like, look, I came out of my fortress of solitude to talk with everyone. If I can talk and communicate and share my feelings just really hard, I think, if you're willing to try, that you can get there too.
What do you want to know?
Like out of character, we need to like start like a sticker chart for gold stars for if you talked to the group.
Train our characters to have like moderate community.
Vulnerability.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah, there's
what
like,
do you want to know?
I
I'll
don't,
try.
just let us know when, like, your god says, hey, do something that seems really crazy that, might require some explanation.
That is a good one.
Mhm.
Definitely that.
Or, like, if you're got the hots for some weird fox creature and what
Is
that's
that
about.
what it was? Was it that? Come on, no. He doesn't even have any eyeballs. He's just a mouth with a hat on it. Come on.
You had a pretty charming smile.
I mean, if you're into
I
cryptids.
guess.
He made me feel special, I guess.
And that's something that you wanted. Because, okay.
Do you not feel special in our group of people here?
I seem to always do the wrong thing.
I mean, like maybe twice.
I wouldn't say always. Just it was just one really big wrong thing, but like I said before when we did the whole opening up thing, where I like opened up to you, and then the other thing happened immediately afterwards, but we're not talking about that. Like when that happened, what I said was we let each other know when we screw up, and then we talk about it, and then we move on, and then next time when the other person screws up, you're there to say, hey, you're screwing up, you need to stop. So that's we're at the talking about it part.
I'd like to surreptitiously, while this is going on, check on my picture.
Oh,
Cool. Priorities. I got you. Makes sense.
Listen, this is important to me, and I'm just thinking about it suddenly for no reason.
All
Yeah,
right.
we're just spending a few weeks in space. It's all good. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be like, to Faye, do you feel like you are who you're supposed to be?
I'm meant to do what he says. I'm meant to protect Mare. I know
Right.
that's the right thing to do.
But there's also other parts of you, right? The parts that want to be, thought of as something else, and who think the guy with the hat is cute.
I'd
That's-
never felt that before. I don't like it.
Right, there's other stuff in
Made me
there.
weak. Made me weak. I don't like it.
And that's like, you need to be at peace with yourself and all pieces of yourself. And I think there's like more than one bit in there, you know, struggling for control. And here's what I'm thinking. So Matt told me that she hopped inside the head guy's head to, you know, root around. Maybe she could do that in your head and see what's going on, you know, see what's up.
Pretty
Yeah,
invasive.
only if you want. But I think maybe that could shine some light on what's going on with you.
Oh, dang.
Faye looks at Mare and goes, yes.
Ah, yeah, that's consent right there.
All right.
If it's
Let's
you.
do this. High fives.
For player purposes, clarify, what are we doing exactly?
You're hopping into her head, and you're fixing all the
You're having a
problems.
root around my head.
The
Yep.
nightmare thing that you did with the fox.
Mhm.
Okay, and I'm just replaying the memories of what Mare saw in there. Is that what we're doing?
No,
Or-
I think you're
or-
just supposed to go looking for something.
You're going into Faye's head to see what's going on in there.
Okay, that's way worse.
Journey into the mind of Faye. Let's go.
we're gonna do a journey into Faye's mind next session, since we're just about at the end of this one.
That definitely
I mean-
sounds like a whole thing.
Joe
Yeah.
super doesn't like this idea.
We're not
I'm
gonna
so
start
excited.
this today. there's a few things that I wanted to wrap up and add to. Joe pulls out her photograph, and I mean, in some small relief, it hasn't changed since the last time you looked at it, but it doesn't give you any more relief because it's not better. And there's something about the picture, like, you know how when you turn a holographic postcard,
Oh,
as you're turning this holographic postcard and Asher is sort of flickering in and out of existence in this photo, you notice that there is a tiredness in Asher's gestures towards you. That what was reassurance and like it's gonna be okay, like I'm coming back, is like it's gotten slower. The shoulders are slumped, the lines under their eyes are deep, they almost look like they have a cut across their lip. They seem like they've been sort of shaken and more broken down, and they're still trying to give you that thumbs up, but their ability, and it seems to have some manner of correlation with them flickering back and forth in and out of your picture with that fading sensation.
that was not what I was expecting.
Do we need to go back to 1955 to fix it?
Spoilers.
All right.
Right, Scott.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're the one that looked at the picture.
I mean, I know, but now I'm like, fuck, they're like, this is no longer okay. I need to start doing things probably.
The
So,
moment we get to Jupiter, no worries.
you guys set everything up for this. You designate a time in the distant future in which you are going to breach Faye's mind and
Distant.
kind of poke around. You could set it up now, but there's a sense of preparedness that you want for this. And during that time, time seems to slow even further. Everything just feels like it's taking forever. Fate, it becomes, while you're waiting for this, it becomes very apparent that you have absolutely no connection to nature or animals. You are sitting in a tiny air-sealed box in the middle of a black void that is space.
We got Captain Nuggies.
Yeah, you got Captain Nuggies, but does that? I mean, I guess it counts. The only animal that you have close to you is Captain Nuggies. But for the rest of you, this isolation bears down on you with a weight, like a suffocating, terrifying weight. And Tom, even you feel this isolation, this closedness, this claustrophobia, and air doesn't even matter to you. And this panic and this anxiety begins to translate into a lethargy, and things become harder to do. Like you found meals, like space meals that were prepped, but the idea of even trying to eat a little bit of it is just not, it's not, yes.
Can I listen for flapping noises, like the flapping of wings? I
All
am
you can
immediately
hear-
suspicious.
All you
In
can
space.
hear is the sound of the machine inside the spaceship. You cannot hear the sound of wings at all, but you do feel that lethargy, that tiredness, that lack of motivation. Even Mao has gotten very quiet and almost reclusive from the rest of you. They've made kind of like a little bed in one corner of the spaceship and is just like consoled themselves to laying on their side with their back towards the rest of you, like hugging their buddy backpack and like just being wrapped up in themselves. Mao seems incredibly more sensitive. The bandages have been weeping, and nothing that you've done, any healing that had happened seems to have almost reversed itself. And she just seems far more comfortable in silence than in the consistent chatter that she's given you.
I think Mare like enjoys most of the like cool, quiet isolation. This is great, and then starting to see it affect Mao's like, oh, maybe this isn't so great, and then I think that all of that kind of starts to affect her a lot as well, like you were saying.
So
she'll probably check on Mao occasionally.
Mao's not incredibly responsive, like one word answers, none of that vibrancy or the reaching out, because Mao's fairly like a comfortable person of like kind of invading people's personal space, but there's none of that. It's very like withdrawn, and uninterested. And what about the rest of you, like coping with this dead of space
one more quick
sensation?
thing about Mare. With that, she's going to immediately assume that Mao hates her and then go quietly sulk.
Oh no.
Because that's how it works.
Oh, it's such a mood, though.
Yeah, because that would be my reaction to one word answers. Like, oh, cool, they hate me. I'm just gonna go be alone now.
Oh no.
How long have they hated me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
Joe,
think I'm gonna. Go ahead.
Oh, you first.
Okay. Joe's gonna probably like switch periodically between aggressively cleaning and re-cleaning her guns, tinkering with her watches, and just curled up in a ball in the pilot's seat, like staring at that photo.
That sucks.
Which, for everyone, is just a photo of Joe and Asher, like probably a few years ago at least. Probably.
I am going to spend the first bit of time trying to lift everyone's spirits, and that's going to get on someone's nerves, and they're going to tell me to shut the F up, and then I'm not going to talk for the rest of the journey.
And it's probably Mal is the one that snaps at you.
Oh no. That's
No,
the worst one.
my heart. Ah!
Oh, I was going to have me bite that bullet.
Yeah, that would have all, but I can take that from you because we're best friends.
Yeah, and I've probably told you to shut up like a million times.
Yep, that's our dynamic.
No, Mal uses the translator to be a jerk.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I
How
think
is
Faye's
Faith?
gonna swap her animal around every once in a while. Like she'll be a wolf for a bit, and then she'll be a little turtle, and then she'll be a something else, a horse.
Please
Oh,
don't
that's
become a
good.
horse in our small
Yeah,
spaceship.
that's gonna hit me real hard. Like there's not even space for the cool animals. I mean,
Poor
Yeah.
Tom.
Can't be a
hit you like-
giraffe.
I'm gonna hit you like a horse.
Mini
the
horse.
horse wouldn't fit. I think that's just gonna
Mini
be
horse.
A
Any
pony.
horse would fit. A pony. That's cute.
A Shetland pony.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, as our final little wrap up, your journey into Faye's mind happens before this. Before the worst of this comes to a peak. But you've absolutely lost track of time. But there is a light in the distance that appears. It could have been days or weeks. It kind of feels like months. You're really not sure. But there's a light in the distance. And as your ship gets closer to this light, Faye, you would recognize what you're seeing from that vision that you had earlier. And as you got closer to this swirling vortex of light, it kind of peters away, but in the way that it disperses, it reveals what is beyond it. And what you see fairly close to Jupiter is this Earth-like planet and its moons.
I'll say that's what I saw. This is what I saw. Obviously, I'll turn back into humanish.
I don't think that's supposed to be there.
I saw that.
I mean, we're
when I was
going,
praying,
yes.
I saw that.
I mean, it's better than Jupiter. I guess.
Exactly. That's just a whole storm.
Yeah, but Jupiter was the right way to go. He
Yeah.
was right.
Oh, you want to go to Jupiter anyway? Okay. Nope.
No,
You're right. Jupiter it is. Screw this little
we
planet.
should go there. And I'm like trying to point at
Yeah,
it through
fine.
the screen. We should go
So-
there.
That is where we will end today, since I
I,
believe that's time.
I do have one
Tune in
quick
next
question
time.
about it. Not continuing anything, but just curious. If it rains here and we're outside in it, will we then have drops of Jupiter in our hair?
Oh God.
I don't know the
I'm
reference.
terrible. It's an old train
Who's sing-
song.
I think it's Train. I have it on my phone, so I'm gonna go find out.
Hi, thank you so much for the raid.
Yay!
Valdrianth coming with a party of 9. Thank you so much. We're actually about to raid also. But we're going
woo.
to talk about our favorite parts of the session that we just had. So you'll get some highlights here
You had a
before
good
we,
one.
we go on a raid. But thank you so
It
much
is in
for that.
fact Train.
Yeah, okay.
Nice. Well done.
That was
Whoop, whoop.
really, really ridiculously popular on the radio when I was in high school.
Yes.
I remember it.
Yeah.
I'll
So
look it
we're,
up afterwards.
We're gonna go on reverse order from how we did intros. So Yaz, we'll start with you. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you online, and anything that you would like to share or plug?
Your freaking breakfast scene and the gosh dang chicken.
That was your favorite
Captain
part?
Nuggies.
Bless Captain Nuggies.
Yeah.
Captain Nuggies and the breakfast scene was hands down my favorite part about this. I do enjoy that I got to bring my alien horror in just a little bit. You guys blew past that way faster than I thought you were going to. As it happens.
I'm sorry.
I could have used so
Okay.
much more.
But the breakfast scene takes the cake. Next, you can find me on my own channel, Bodalia. On Tuesday, I will be starting a TTRPG. It's kind of like Monster of the Week, but we're taking some liberties with it. And then Monday and Thursday, I do artwork. Here on Raven's channel, Wednesday night, I play Bambi Darling. Exodus Starlit Harlot, who's just crazy. Anyways, chime in on Tuesday for that. And if you're interested in any of my work that I do, I will pop my link here in chat. And you can check out that stuff. So ta-da!
Fantastic. Next, we'll hop over to Hannah. What was your favorite part? Where can folks find you, and anything you'd like to share or plug?
I am here for Suspicious Mare. I would say it's a little bit of a toss up between Mare peeking her head into the vent wall and the beautiful, horrifying description Yaz did there, and then also Mare trying to like subtly see what the f is up with Doppel Joe. I quite enjoyed that. Where you can find me next, I will be back tomorrow here on Raven's channel at the noon Mountain Time slot for Time Travelers, where I'm playing Elizabeth, who very narrowly avoided making a bad deal with a memory-eating void monster. And we're very proud of her for exercising some level of intelligence for once.
That was amazing.
It was a close thing.
All right, awesome. And then next we've got Anina. Same questions.
Okay, my favorite bit. That whole breakfast scene, I agree, was brilliant. All the weird food, all the weird things people did. It was wholesome and funny and surprising, and I loved it. I'm glad my little spur of the moment peace offering chicken is now like a member of the party. That makes me very happy. You can find me on Thursday on Eldritch Gaming Twitch channel, doing a one shot of Cyberpunk, and then I'll be back here next week as well. And you can also find me on YouTube at The Awkward Actress. So I'm gonna pop the link here.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
All right. And then Paladin. The same questions. Where favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to plug or share?
My favorite part, I think, was the conversation that we had at the end, where I stood back and shut up for once, and I let the rest of you have a chat. That went really well. I really like how that turned out.
Guys' character dev is mint.
Mm-hmm.
Been doing a lot of serious feels conversations lately.
Yeah.
They're important.
It's okay, it's only gonna get darker.
Yay!
Oh, good.
I am so
Love
hyped
it.
for Journey into the Mind of Fae. I've been wanting to do that for episodes. So down. I don't know how we're all gonna be there, but we're gonna make it happen somehow. Whoop, whoop.
Maybe Mayor can do like a, we're gonna do like a conference call into Faye's head.
Like a reverse seance.
Yeah. It's like, make
You know
sure
what
you're
this mind
touching
needs?
me, and
More
then
people.
you'll come in with me.
I feel
Yeah.
like Joe might
like
opt to stand
An
guard then.
extreme polygraph test. Like, that's what I feel.
Oh god.
Anyway, that was easily my favorite, but like the rest was also so great. Like fake Joe being, enough believable that Tom would fall for it. I love that.
Yes.
That was
I
great.
thought you were my best friend.
Mhm. He feels real bad about that. But it was really believable. Like he would buy it, right? And
Until he was eaten.
Yeah, and that gave me like the feeling bad about killing the alien creature. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to do so much stuff with that, just because like the relationship we've made now between Joe and Tom is so real to me that even when a weird alien shows up looking like Joe, there's a thing there, and had it become a fight, I would have been like, I can't stab Joe. No. But
Even
that's the
horrible
best part.
alien doppelganger, Joe.
Yeah, they're all good, all the versions.
I very, very briefly considered swapping Mao out for an alien.
That would have been rough.
Oh my
That would have
goodness.
been rough, but also amazing.
Yeah.
You guys just like halfway to Jupiter realize you have the wrong Mao.
Yeah. See,
Now we
that's
gotta
all-
turn
Ah,
around.
crap, we gotta turn around. Yep. I will
That's the
pull
kind
the
of stuff
spaceship
that-
over.
That
Is
pops
there
into
an
your head
airlock
as a
we can
GM.
shove alienated?
Yeah.
Would we have liked that? I don't know.
I wasn't
It's a-
sure, so I was like,
Yeah.
no, wait.
That's a risk. And sometimes
I mean,
they're worth taking.
I wouldn't have disliked that, but I just don't know if we'd have enough time to go save Mao and complete the quest before the end of the season. And
Right?
Yeah.
we
Yep.
know which one we would choose. So
Yeah. Did I
The
just
world can
throw-
get fucked. We have to save Mao.
yeah.
Did I mess up the schedule plan now because
No.
I no okay good.
Perfect.
Excellent,
You are absolutely perfect.
because I did create a
Oh.
session out of nothing. So
It wasn't
that's what
that
I do.
bad.
That's what I
We
do
could
every
s-
week.
We consolidated like how fast you guys made it through the aliens was plenty of time to cover everything else.
good.
Whoops, too efficient
I
when
gotta-
we're terrified.
Yeah, what can we
I
say?
gotta be
It's
honest,
good.
I really didn't expect the freezing the thing to work that well. I was waiting for the other shoe to drop and it like bursts out and like, it, like
I
grabs
mean,
my
the
face
thing
or
is a
something.
liquid.
I
Freezing
was
it.
expecting us to like
works.
really be separated for a while before we went
Yeah.
into break. I was like very
Mhm.
prepared for Joe to grab Mao in peace.
That would.
So
Good. Yeah.
I also really enjoyed the haha, you shut in the two people who can go through doors and like you don't know that they're there because they look exactly like the person. Like, oh crap. That false
Yes.
sense of confidence just
Just
falling out
out the
was,
door.
was amazing.
Bye.
Good stuff. All right, well, we
where,
derailed a little. I should.
where can we
do
find
next-
you?
Yeah, where can
Sorry.
you find me next? Tomorrow, Chromatic Chimera, where I play a badass mercenary who spent all of last session in a combat and didn't want to be in, even though he said all the right things to all the right people, but none of the right dice rolls, sadly. So I ended the session out of the compound, which is now entirely trying to kill me, on the road to another compound where hopefully no one will try to kill me. But on the road, we hit a giant bug, which is trying to kill me. So tune in for that as I struggle once again to free myself from being grappled so I can shoot it with my guns, because I am not a melee character. Yeah. And then
The
Sundays.
roller
I hope-
coaster.
Yeah, the pirate pilot just to make friends with all the evil pirates. And we skipped the session, so got nothing new to report. We're still on the road, still going back to the ship. Everything's fine. Yay. Then Tuesdays, we return to Polished Cryptids channel, where I play Dom Rain, the Githzerai noble fighter, where diplomacy has taken a bit of a turn as I foolishly encouraged our dwarven companion to break into the house of the noble representative of the village we're in to look for secrets. There were no secrets. We were just being very rude, which is on me, really, to not rein in my dwarven teammate. We are now currently rowing to an island where there is apparently a giant octopus that I am looking forward to killing and eating if it does not, work with us.
So Dom Rain couldn't rein in.
He couldn't.
Oh.
Yeah, that is why he's called that. So,
Amazing.
yeah, he's
all right.
such an ineffective character at times.
And then, anything else to share?
No, that's it.
All right, that just leaves me. My favorite part, absolutely, is, I now have a pet chicken, Captain Nuggies. It's just amazing. That was great, but I loved the whole thing, especially all the really creepy descriptions from Yaz on the baddie, the monster. That was amazing. And again, that moment of just being like, wait a minute, we can both go through doors. This is gonna be a piece of cake. And I especially like that Paladin, you were also thinking the same thing. It's like, oh, this is like an inky black, copy. So
Mhm.
you'll be like, oh yeah, it's the bad guy. Oh no, we don't know it's the bad guy. Oh no. um, that moment was just amazing. Going from
Yeah.
the we got this to the oh maybe not. Oh crap.
I was thinking I was still gonna fall for it and be like, "Oh no, Joe's sick, gotta help," from the fake copy. But this was way better.
Yeah. And I felt so bad as a player having Mare just be like so cold and distant because that's very not me. But it fit Mare quite well. But I'm glad that she's getting over it and we got to talk, and I'm very much looking forward to weird Fae Mind Space episode. It's gonna be a trip.
So am I.
But the whole thing was just fantastic. And then where you can find me next will be tomorrow at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. I'll be producing Time Travelers. We've got a special guest coming this week, which
Is
is
it
going
me?
to be no, unfortunately, because that would
I
be
feel like we
really
would have
cool.
we would have had to tell you
Yeah,
just the,
I just-
the day of, just be like, hey, come on over.
yeah. I was just gonna tell you like later tonight, but like, hey, guess what? You're gonna be on the show tomorrow. No.
The actor's nightmare.
But no, it is a pretty cool person though, and it's going to be exciting. So definitely check that out. And then I'll be GMing Animus Absentus at 6 p.m. tomorrow night for our next episode, which I'm trying to remember where we left off last time. Uh, I can't remember off the top of my head because it's been a week, and I mean that literally and figuratively. But it's going to be a lot of fun. They've managed to kick the hornet's nest on all of the hornet's nests in the galaxy, and it's starting to get a little tricky. It's gonna be great. Other stuff to share or plug is Fundamental RPG, which is the system that we use for Animus, as well as Water this season. That's our Tuesday night game. Um, you can pick up your copy at Amazon. Just search for the name Fundamental RPG or search for Raven Evermore, and it'll pop right up. Or you can get a digital copy at coffee.com/raven/shop, just like it says at the bottom of the screen. Just add /shop to the end of that. And that's also where you can find Intrepid, which is our other sponsor, which is adventuring gear for real life. If you like casual outdoor or athletic wear with a tabletop theme, it's some cool stuff. And we're adding mugs here pretty soon, so you can get a really cool coffee mug as well. And I think that is everything for me to talk about. So I'm gonna shut up and get us on the raid. Our raid cry is Captain Nuggies, and we are gonna go raid Susanna Grace. Just fantastic person and all around really cool streamer. Looks like she's playing some Sea of Thieves, so go in, yell our raid cry, give her a follow if you're not doing so already, and then I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.
Bye.